I'm Malcolm Van Delston. This is an excerpt from Do the Wrong Thing, a book series or extra long novel that opens with a woman trying to kill herself. She says, I don't know why I tried to do this, and by way of explanation tells her life story. We are in book 2. Previously in Do the Wrong Thing, Ava made a new friend, discovered secondhand clothes, and was shunned by Julian's mother. This next chapter is called Art. At the Art Gallery of Birmingham, I kind of dance with the artworks, crouching, bending, peering, turning my head sideways to get a different view. Do I feel allowed to do this because Julian once showed his photographs here? I don't know. I only know that it feels good to move. In the cafeteria, I show Gerald an oversized book of medieval illustrations called Les Très Riches Œuvres de Duc de Berry. It's a medieval graphic novel, I say. I took it out of your library because I didn't have it at the universities. Gerald works at Birmingham Public Library. He turns the pages, stopping at an image of peasants working in a field. He runs his finger over the metallic gold wheat that glints in the cafeteria's bright sun. Cool, he says. I take a drawing pad to the Art Gallery of Birmingham and sketch. My favorites are Henry Moore's voluptuous and maternal sculptures. I go back again and again. Thank God for Christine. Michael, my art teacher, will hit on her and leave me alone. A little group of us sit in the cafeteria after our Monday night class. The dark emptiness of the place mirrors our conversation, or lack thereof. The cafeteria is closing for the day. Food and drinks are available, but only prepackaged sandwiches, cakes, and soft drinks, tea, coffee. Michael keeps looking at me. I'm at one end of a bench and he's at the other, across from me, with Christine beside him. He tells a story about some famous Concord artist getting drunk and throwing up at Michael's art opening. All I can see is the letters stuck to his jacket and collar, I say. No one replies. Then Christine starts to giggle uncontrollably, and she starts to laugh out loud. You know, alphabet soup, I say. Blank stares. Michael had said vegetable soup. Does anyone know Philip, who owns Around the Block, the secondhand clothing store on Marlin Street? I try to sound nonchalant. He's pretty cool. He's been all over the world, even to Afghanistan. We start sketching in other local galleries and museums. Shit, I forgot to return that book of medieval artworks, I tell Gerald over the phone. I owe over 3 weeks of fines. He says, don't return it yet. Let me get back to you. It's hard to imagine that an entry-level library worker has the authority to remove fines, but I say, okay, I'll wait. My studies in 17th century literature teacher trips as he enters the film booth. I look up from placing the film reel into its canister. Professor Highcroft smiles, tweed coat flapping around him and a Burberry scarf about to slide off his neck. He's got red spots on his cheeks and his eyes are glazed. I'm so glad you're here, he says. He touches the top of my arm. What did you think? It was good, I lie, backing up. Come out for a drink? I can't. I've got an essay to write for my Shakespeare course. His face falls, but he recovers. Oh, well, another time. I nod. Last week, Professor Highcroft told me, you need to see this film. I'm showing it to my 4th year students, but you could sign up and show it. We must have talked about Plato. Maybe I told him that philosophy was my second choice for a major. God, he was excited. I didn't expect much, and a good thing, too. The film was dull, black and white, a bunch of men discussing the allegory of the cave over dinner. Grad school. If it's anything like this film, and professor, it's a bunch of guys who think they've left the cave. Now I bust a Concord drawing the galleries and museums there. Okay, I've removed the book from the library, Gerald says. You did what? I put down the peanut butter sandwich I had carried from the kitchen to the phone. I removed it, deleted it, it's gone. You can keep it. Your fines are gone too. What? Won't you get into trouble? No one will know, he laughs. The book doesn't exist at Birmingham Library anymore. I'm silent, stunned. You can say thank you, Gerald says in that arch way he has of speaking. Thanks, I laugh. We laugh together. I'm supposed to feel sad, ashamed, like no one likes me, and that's why I'm at a movie alone. But I don't feel either of those things. I'm scared a bit, but I'm also proud. I'm here alone. I did it. It's a Wednesday. There are at most 15 people waiting for the film to start, an obscure art thing, not popular. The curtains part and the screen lights up. Eventually, the head of a frowning, pudgy man with curly dark hair cut short on the sides, but growing straight up 8 inches on top, spins in the center with a black and white spiral behind it, rotating in the opposite direction. Next, the man is scurrying through a desolate, half-industrial, half-abandoned landscape. He runs with short, timid steps through muddy, empty lots. Now he's hugging black bricks and boarded up buildings. Now he's at a door. He enters and takes a creaking elevator up, up, up. The theater fills with the elevator's eeks and ers. All we've heard from the man so far is incomprehensible mumbles and breathing. Now we're in a cramped, dark apartment. A baby cries, but an old-fashioned water heater hisses and clangs, getting louder and louder until it drowns out the baby. Now we're inside the heater. A woman, a cross between Shirley Temple and Marilyn Monroe, except that she has what look like mounds of clay attached to the bottoms of her cheeks, sings, "In heaven, everything is fine. In heaven, everything is fine. You got your good things, and you got mine." She's off key, knees knocking and hands clutched together in front of her heart on a small and dingy stage, a desperate "please like me" expression on her face. I've never seen anything like this. Movie? Cartoon artwork, funny, sad. Eraserhead, that's what it's called. It floods my soul with light. I can see. January 3rd, 2017, 11:44 p.m. She is empty of identity and moral compass. She capitulates to the slightest pressure. Oh, yes, you are right. Unless it's one of her daughters. Women have dominion over daughters. Looking into her eyes is like staring into an abyss. Was it like that as a baby, sucking on a bottle in her arms? She wanted change, who wouldn't? Yet there she was, childcare all over again, childcare for as far back as she could remember. She has always felt herself to be completely and absolutely helpless to change or control one, any, not even the tiniest aspect of her own life. Not clothes, makeup, hair, home, decoration. Any man has the right to tell her to change. What do I do with this role model? That lump forms in my stomach as I type role model. It moves up to my diaphragm when I type that closing bracket and knocks against my chest cavity when I type the second closing bracket and reforms as I edit. Role model, role model, role model. I reject, I reject, I reject. Can I be the role model? Prideful and conceited to think that a daughter can be a role model for a mother, but do I have a choice? If I want any sort of relationship with this horror of a meat sack with organs, blood, and weepy eyes falling down in a sloppy pile held somewhat together by skin, I will be the role model. I will. Ba ba ba, ba ba ba, DM, dolor, VMF, velour, ank, modo, tract for limb, able, contralto, contrapt, quarter main, angry eye, ballast, verbalum. This is the kind of stuff I'm writing. I need to create my own words. What I need to say, what I need to think cannot be done in an existing language. Not that I share my new words with anyone. Some of what I do has normal words in it, like the poem I wrote for Stephen, my little brother. Oh, the spoon, oh, the spoon, oh, the spoon is for my baby brother. That's just the chorus. The rest is vaguely about a blue spoon, peanut butter, cereal, all the things I eat when Susan's not home.